And good morning, everybody. Here are your notes for IXL.com, section Z.4 in the Algebra 1. And this section is going to focus on adding or subtracting polynomials. And to add or subtract polynomials, you are basically combining like terms. The one thing you do have to watch out for is when you have a minus, if you're subtracting polynomials, then you need to remember that you're minusing everything that's in the parentheses. So it's basically like distributing a -1. A lot of people think of it as having a -1 in front and then distributing the -1 first, and then you just combine like terms. So let's go ahead and get started on this one. So first we'll want to rewrite the problem. So we have 9q squared plus 5q plus 9. And we have to watch out for this negative, so the negative is going to go all the way through, so you're going to minus the 4q squared. So it's going to be minus 4q squared. And then you are going to minus 3q. So it's going to be minus 3q. And then we're going to minus the 6. So minus 6. So when you have that subtraction in front of the parentheses, you're subtracting everything that's inside the parentheses. So it's like distributing a -1. Once you have it rewritten, you can go ahead and combine like terms. So 9q squared minus 4q squared, that should get you 5q squared. And then you can look at your q's. We have 5q's, take away 3q's. So that's going to be 2q. And you have 9 minus the 6, so that's going to get you positive 3. And that should be your final answer. This can go into the answer box. And the next one, this one we just have addition between the two polynomials, so you can just go ahead and combine like terms, so you don't need to rewrite it first. So we have a negative 4y squared minus 6y squared. So like terms are terms that have the same variable parts. So for the y squareds, we have -4 of them and -6 of them. That's going to give us -10 y squared. And for the y's, we have 7 y's, take away a y. So that's going to be positive 6y. And for the constants, we have 7 minus 6. So 7 take away 6, that should get us positive 1. And that's going to be your answer. And the next one, again, we are just adding, so we can just combine like terms. So w squared, that's the highest power. There are no other w squareds, so we're just going to have a w to the power of 2. If we look at just the single w's, we have 7 w's and 5 w's. That's going to get you 12 w's. And if we look at the constants, we have 4 and 2, so that's going to get us 6. And there's your final answer. You just want to put that into the answer box. This one we have another subtraction, so we need to rewrite it first. So let's go negative 5u minus 3. And again, you're going to minus 2. So if you go minus minus, that's going to be changing it to positive, 2 negatives in a row. So minus 2 is going to make it plus 2u. And again, we have a minus 6, so that's going to make it plus 6. And then you can combine like terms. So negative 5u and positive 2u will be negative 3u. And then your constants, negative 3 Positive 6 should get you positive 3. And there is your final answer. And the last one, it's plus, so we can just combine like terms. So q to the power of 3, if we scan through, there's no other q's to the power of 3. So we just have 5 q's to the power of 3. And if we look at q to the power of 2, we have 5 of them and we have 2 of them, so it's a total of 7 q to the power of 2. And if we look at our q's, we have 8 q's and no other q's anywhere, so we have 8 q's. And then if we look at our constants, we have 5 and 9, so that's going to be 14. And there's your final answer. That should go into the answer box.